Spawning up in the top right position of Oxide, representing Shopify Rebellion, it is the Red Terran player BYUN. And his opponent, representing the Afrika Freaks, give it up for the Blue Protoss player, Trap. And I gotta say, I am glad to see BYUN back. He has battled through some really rough wrist issues. It's great to see him as a part of Shopify Rebellion. Shopify Rebellion, of course, captained by, or I guess led by TLO. And he is a player that has a ton of experience and a great deal of understanding dealing with injuries. So it is really nice to see a player like BYUN in the hands of such a thoughtful and well-versed player when it comes to those kind of issues. And in addition, BYUN, he's been a bit of a trendsetter. A lot of builds have kind of been formulated by him, similar to TY, how TY has kind of revolutionized the Terran meta a little bit. BYUN has done the same. He's got a lot of 3 racks builds that are really cool. He's got some 3 command center builds that are pretty cool. He's just really kind of brought a new age of Terran back into things. And we do have this little bit of harassment coming in from Trap. Nice to see that coming in here. And BYUN, he's just going to pull an SCV. That's pretty much what you have to do. You just avoid getting the SCV too banged up. And it is going to be Marine first out of BYUN. Now Trap, on the other hand, he is going to be going for a Gateway Cybernetics Core and then a Nexus. So a little bit more of the safer build here. BYUN will be able to get this command center down. And Trap only denying that for a couple of seconds, but you know, that's a couple of seconds are always nice. Will be a reactor behind this from BYUN. Trap, another player who has, I wouldn't necessarily call him a trendsetter, but I would call him the most complete Protoss at the moment. He has really solidified all aspects of his play, and that's a really difficult thing to do. There's just so much that can kind of go wrong as a player for Protoss. You have to have so many aspects of your play that are strengths. Like, for example, I would say Zest, an extraordinarily good engagement-based player. He takes some of the best engagements in the business, but he's also known for having, you know, some pretty significant resource floats. So his macro sometimes isn't always the tightest. That being said, it always feels like his builds are tight. So it's just kind of a funny thing where sometimes he focuses a little bit too much on engagements. Then you have someone like SOS who has incredible strategic decision-making, but maybe his mechanics are not quite up to snuff. There's very few players out there who are the complete package, and I would say Trap is probably the closest to that. Stats, very, very strong defensively oriented player, one of the best, but in terms of aggression, maybe, well, in terms of strategy, maybe a little bit too predictable. Maybe doesn't get aggressive enough, but Trap, I would feel like he checks every box, probably the best. Now, we do see a quick blink coming in from Trap. Trap only, did he only get a, okay, yeah, he only got 2 units here, so just a sentry, or sorry, a stalker and an adept. Adept just trying to shade forward to see what it can see. And Trap going to be going for at least 2 additional gateways, as well as blink. And, oh, he's actually going to let this finish. Oh, I think that Widow Mine, oh, wow, it somehow didn't get the shot, but that should be a dead adept. Oh, it's going to be close, but it will just barely get picked off before it can shade on out. So full scout comes in from Trap, but BYUN, he's going to be able to get the kill. So not too bad. Now behind all this, we're going to be seeing 4-gate blink out of Trap. This is going to be a very, very aggressive build. Now BYUN, he is going for a Widowmine drop with this. And behind that, it's going to be 3 racks. 3-1-1. We'll be able to build some tanks here, but he needs to identify that this is, in fact, a 4-gate blink play. Now, that's a very quick War Prism coming out of Trap here. He will, of course, need to deal with this Widowmine drop, but he's going to be able to, I think. And BYUN, he's actually going to get forced back pretty much immediately. Blink, about 15, 20 seconds too late from really punishing that. But you don't expect to be able to get the immediate catch on that. Now, there is going to be tank production coming behind this from BYUN, which he will really, really need in order to try and make this hold happen. Wow, Medvac, or Widowmine, got a Stalker kill. Not bad. It's actually really nice when dealing with an attack like this. Oh, BYUN, he needs to get this tank sieged up very, very shortly. And Trap, he's going to blink it in the main base, but BYUN, oh, he sieges and then unsieges the tank. Nice save by Trap right there with the one Stalker that was getting a little bit low. I think he did lose a... No, he hasn't lost anything. Has not lost anything. There we go. There is the additional warp-in of units. And Trap, he's up to, what is this, 11 Stalkers now? This is quite a threatening little force. But second tank from BYUN. Oh, it's got to be positioned very, very nicely. And it's not. It will get blinked on. Very nice by Trap. And now Trap's going to be able to take out this bunker. This is really, really tough right here for BYUN. He is going to have a very, very difficult time dealing with this. There's no stim for quite a while on these bio units. And Trap, he still hasn't... Well, as I say that, he loses 2 Stalkers, actually. But now he's going to be able to utilize his Blink Micro and the War Prism as well. Yeah, only 2 Stalkers being lost during this attack. This is such great damage out of Trap. He has killed 11 SCVs. And now he's got a 3rd Nexus coming down. He should be thinking about a transition into Colossus, potentially. Would love to see that. But he has already done a lot of damage. And now we're actually seeing Charge coming down. That is very interesting. We'll have to see a big warp-in of units. Oh, we could see a potential snipe on... no, he's not going to be able to snipe Stim. Could potentially snipe combat shields. And he will grab... I think that was 2 supply depots right there, which is kind of nice. Oh, Trap. Okay, he does manage to blink on out of there. Yeah, he got 2 supply depots, so if we look at the resources lost, huge advantage right here for Trap. Oh, he does lose that Observer, which is kind of nice for BYUN. Actually, he's killed 2 Observers right here. Damn, good job from BYUN. But killing Observers is not enough. Trap is very far ahead in this game, and he's building 3 additional gateways right here, going to bring him up to a total of 7, which is, of course, not quite exactly. You want probably at least 8, but 7 gateways is pretty good. Now look at this. Trap splitting his Stalkers into 3 separate squads. That is really, really nice. Man, it's so... Okay, I was going to say, he's really liking this single setup right here. Oh, another Observer going to get... Oh, no, it will not get sniped. Nice job from Trap. Very quick reaction time right there. Saving that Observer. And that wastes a little bit of energy on this Raven. That's just really good for Trap. No, Trap, he's already up to 60 probes. 4 gases fully saturated. He's getting a Forge. He's getting a Templar Archives. He's got that charge basically done. And BYUN, he is going to need to pull off a miracle with this attack to have any way to try and come back in this game. And this Observer, it is seeing this entire army. Sees that there's a lot of Marauders and tanks, which means charge lots are going to be the absolute key. And he's almost got that Templar Archives done. If he can get 2 Archons, he has the gas for 1, basically. But if he can somehow manage to get up to 2 Archons, that is going to be really, really nice when dealing with this. And wow, a quick recall comes down. We do see a drop coming in from BYUN. I think it only grabbed a single worker before... Yeah, just 1 worker before getting forced back and trapped. He's going to start adding on additional probes here. I do think he should focus more on army units, but he's going to be able to get up quite a large army here. Oh, and he's thinking about a nice... feedback, but not going to be able to get it, and he'll just settle for morphing in that Archon. Honestly, I think that's totally fine. I think just charge a lot Archon right now, and he should be able to run over this push as long as he doesn't fight into a nasty choke. And charge lots are going to connect on top of this Bioforce. Big blink forward comes in from Trap. He's going to take out all of the tanks, and the boys have been pulled, but all the tanks are already gone now. This is just looking so good for Trap. He does have to be a little bit careful, doesn't have any splash damage left, but with good Blink Micro, I think he should be able to make it happen. And nice saves on... Oh, he does lose that Immortal, but saving the first Immortal, and it's mostly Marauders left with very, very low HP. Battery Overcharge getting popped, that's a little bit premature. But he's killed 18 SCVs, and BYUN going back, this is incredible for Trap right now. This is so good for him. We do have some Mules being called down to help compensate for the fact that he's almost got no economy, but let's take a look at that income graph. Yeah, that tells a pretty sad tale right here for BYUN, and he maybe has one last chance. The one thing is he has 1-1 versus no upgrades for Trap, but just the sheer volume of Protoss should be able to just overwhelm and drown BYUN in the blood of the Kala. Now, we do have a little Zealot drop being queued up right here. BYUN, by the way, he never added on a 3rd command center, never went up into additional barracks. Scan does come down, takes out the Observer. But Trap already sees that there's nothing additional. Yeah, there we go. More boys being pulled right here. And we're going to see the Zealot drop. It is going to shut down the reinforcements and the remainder of the economy. If we see a warp in of even like 3 or 4 more Zealots, that should be able to permanently camp this production. But I think he's focused more on dealing with this attack. Oh, if these rocks get taken out, very nice right there. We do have Storm still a ways away from finishing up, but he doesn't even necessarily need it. Now, he's coming in a little bit disjointed right here. Liberator will set up, but it will get taken down. The Immortals and Archons and Charge Lots from the back. Oh my, there is just way too much here for Trap, and he is going to be able to take game number 1 quite decisively. Spawning up in the top left position, representing Shopify Rebellion, currently down 1-0, it is BYUN. And his opponent, spawning down on the bottom right, representing the Afrika Freaks. Give it up for the Blue Protoss player, Trap. And like I said, he was just all over it there. Really didn't leave any room for maneuvering for BYUN. Now, granted, BYUN wasn't all that prepared for the 4-gate blink. Like, he looked a little bit shaky against it. Oh, this is kind of cute from BYUN right here. If Trap scouts in and doesn't look to this side, he might actually think this is a proxy Rax. This is actually really cute. Like, I like this a lot. There's a very real chance that this could pay dividends, and as long as you're not playing against a player like Max Pax or something, I don't think you'll get punished for something like this. At least it seems unlikely. Now, it is a double gas opening, so that means that BYUN is going to show Trap that this is the case. Oh, but Trap, he immediately checks. He immediately finds this, and now he'll see the double gas setup. So, yeah, it doesn't work out. It was a cute move, but Trap a little bit too diligent. And he's going to check all over the base. Wants to make sure he's not being too Rax, because BYUN, he is a player who wouldn't be afraid to go for something like this. Speaking of not being afraid, BYUN building this factory over on the left side. And Trap, oh, he's actually going to go after this SCV. He might get a lot of damage done to it. Oh, the probe elects to stay in the base, and it will pay for that with its life. And I don't think he's going to be able to get the scout on the factory. No, he will not. Nice job from BYUN, cuts that off. A little bit weird that Trap committed into the base and didn't just try and go home. It's kind of strange to me. Now, because Trap didn't see the second building, didn't see the factory, he might be thinking there's potentially a proxy factory on the map. Now, there's not. That is really important to note. There's not. It's, in fact, going to be just Hellions here. But Trap may be concerned. He may be thinking about this. Oh, there we go. Double Hellion coming in. And BYUN, he's got the command center coming in on the low ground. And as it is right now, this Adept may be a little bit of a nuisance. Now, Double Hellion will deal with it, but we may see that SCV getting picked off the natural. It's only got 15 HP, which means it will get one-shotted by an Adept. Trap, a little bit hesitant to commit in here. And this Double Hellion, oh, it will get revealed. That is really nice for Trap, actually, because now he can just full wall at the front. And I don't think this is going to get too much done. We do have a robotics facility coming down from Trap once again. Actually, no, not once again. There is no Twilight Council just yet. So this is very different. And, oh, these Hellions, they're going to find this proxy pylon. What is this proxy pylon for, I wonder? This is a very, very strange one. And Trap, he cancels that and rebuilds another one. Are we going to... What is this? Oh, this is confusing to me. 4 Hellions will make their way across the map. There is a starport finishing up. BYUN also getting a bunker at the front to just kind of stay safe. I am so confused as to what I'm seeing. And there's no wall. I'm very surprised that Trap has not dealt with this. We're going to see quite a few probes getting taken down. Yeah, 4 probes already going down. Make it 5. And BYUN, even though he didn't proxy a starport or even drop these Hellions, he's going to find at least 8 probes, and I think we might even see a little bit more in the main base. Oh, the shield battery will be enough to heal up those probes. And BYUN actually getting the Hellions trapped right here. So, he will end up losing those. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Double Stalker being warped in from this proxy pylon. Gonna pick off 3 SCVs? How did that just happen? How did... They must have just walked around and managed to pick that off. That's pretty nice for Trap, but BYUN, I think he comes out ahead with that, killing 8 probes. Definitely didn't want to lose the SCVs on the other side of the map. That is really, really unfortunate. But it's not the end of the world. Double sentry being warped in here. I am so confused about Trap's build. It doesn't really seem like it has a huge purpose. I think it's got to be Fast Colossus. He has to be building a robotics bay pretty soon, right? Like, if you're not doing that, it feels like you don't really have much tech at all. Meanwhile, BYUN getting on a second barrack. Should be going up to a third one pretty shortly. We'll start up Stim with this. It's going to be a Twilight Council, in fact. Okay, this is... Yeah, this is very confusing. And an Immortal. Huh. Immortals are good, but you need splash damage against Terran in the early stages of the mid-game. Or, well, either that or you need, like, a ton of charge lots and Blink Stalkers. And that Twilight Council is late enough that he won't be able to get Blink and Charge. I'm very confused by this build from Trap. Now, meanwhile, we do have an observer getting a scout on what BYUN is doing, but it does go down. BYUN very diligent about picking off those observers. It's a really important thing to do for Terran players, I feel. Now, Trap, okay, here is the answer. He is going to be going straight up into Charge and a Templar Archives. I think we're probably going to see a very, very quick storm with this. And yeah, with the number of Immortals, he's going to be focusing Immortal, Charge Lot, Archon, probably Storm. I hope it's Storm, but will he get up to that point? That's a good question. BYUN might not let him. BYUN is going pretty heavy on the tanks here. He's already got 3 tanks and should be gearing up to build more. Yeah, he wants to build another tank right now. Ooh, he is a little bit supply blocked. And actually, upon getting supply blocked, he's going to just start an additional reactor with that. That's a little bit unfortunate. I'm pretty sure he did want the tank. Yeah, he's actually at 4 tanks right now. There we go. Storm is coming in for Trap. He's only on 4 gases right now, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Right now, he's spending a lot of... He's teching in a lot of different ways right now, and he's a little bit exposed. Now, if he can get up to Storm, which it looks like he's actually going to be able to do, he should be able to deal with this push pretty effectively. That being said, tanks do very, very well against High Templar, and if they get into a nasty position, like right here, oh, that is very, very difficult to deal with. BYUN does have a 16 army supply lead, which is pretty significant. Looks like the Raven did try and get some harass done. It wasn't able to do too much. And yeah, there are the tanks sieging on up here. This is going to be a very difficult position to break, especially with charge lots. Storm kind of going to be a very important aspect of this. In fact, I'd love to see some feedbacks coming in on the medevac here. Ooh, well, that's a pretty decent storm right there. But BYUN will manage to pick up the Marines. Saves all of them initially. Does lose one as it drops back out. A couple as they drop back out, actually. Nice snipe on that one pylon. BYUN doesn't want to overcommit in this position. You got to be really, really careful. Now, as it is, we're going to see Trap coming in for the flank from the other side. Oh, the High Templar. One of them does get picked off. And he just ends up storming some tanks, which is not the most effective use of Storm. And I do not think this is going to go well for Trap at all. He will clear out all the tanks, but it's going to cost him a lot to do so. Well, you know what? Actually, that went well enough. Ooh, does pick off a Viking, which is nice. Raven stays alive, so there will be some interference matrix available. Could potentially switch off an Immortal. Could get an anti-armor missile on a lot of charge lots. That would be pretty nice. Yeah, he got all the tanks, which is nice. Like, he dismantled or dislodged that location. Now, this is a ton of Marauders right here. So that means, yeah, I would oh, he's going to go for the anti-armor missile. Okay. That will connect all over these charge lots. Is there Storm available? There we go. He does launch one on out. But I think that's it. And now it's a lot of Marauders against not a lot of charge lots. Still, Trap. He's going to hold. Resources lost. Does favor BYUN by about 1,200. And Trap has mined out these minerals already. It looks like he wants to be taking this as his 4th base. Meanwhile, behind this, BYUN, he is securing his own 3rd base. We'll see... Ooh, a nice little warp in coming in from Trap. Economically speaking, Trap has been quite far ahead for about the last 2 minutes. So BYUN, he did need to trade more efficiently. And honestly, Trap, he cleaned that up well enough. I was thinking that it wouldn't go very well for him, but it went plenty well. Now, we're seeing Vikings and Ghosts added on. There's no Colossus tech, so... Oh, nice spot on this Widow Mine right here. Zealots will say, okay, yeah, BYUN sees this. I'm a go away. I'm gonna leave this place. It'd be really nice if BYUN found this proxy pylon, and yes, he will manage to do so. That is, well, that's nice. Means no warp-ins without a Warp Prism. Double upgrades coming in here from Trap. BYUN already starting up his +2 attack, his +1 armor about halfway done. So for now, BYUN's got the 1-0 upgrade lead. Soon we're going to see 1-1 for Trap, and then it'll even up to 1-1 versus 1-1, and then eventually we'll see +2 attack for BYUN. And then potentially, as long as Trap is on point with his upgrades, should be 2-2 versus Trap for Trap versus 2-1 of BYUN, and then it'll even out to 2-2 again. So we're going to see a lot of kind of shifting in periods of strength. Now, we are finally seeing Trap transition into the Colossus here. There we go. Extended Thermal Lance starting up before even the first Colossus. So, yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. He is in an okay spot. He's got a decent army supply. Yeah, I think he's totally okay to go up into these Colossus. And it is going to be that high-yield gas 4th base. War Prism into the main base. Not going to be able to find much of anything here. BYUN shuts it down pretty effectively. Nice job right there by the Shopify Rebellion Terran. And he's continuing to trade just a little bit better. Ooh, it's actually going to be Disruptors. This is very interesting. He's getting Extended Thermal Lance and Disruptors. Now, he does start up that 2-2, so because he went for the Disruptors, which are a little bit cheaper, does allow him to get that 2-2 on the way a little bit faster there, which is quite nice. Oh, there's the anti-armor missile coming down. It only connects on a couple of Immortals. Meanwhile, EMP does hit that High Templar. It does have enough energy for a Storm, but it will not get it off. That is really nice for BYUN. Oh, the Disruptor getting a huge connection. Second one connects as well. And the Storm and Disruptor combo. 12 kills on that one Disruptor. Well, resources lost. All of a sudden, it is... Oh, that's a big EMP. That is a huge EMP right there on this entire army. I don't think Trap should be chasing right here. And in fact, he is going to... He's going to take a couple of losses trying to do so. And now BYUN, he is thinking about a Doom Drop into the natural. But there is a lot here from Trap. And yeah, he wouldn't be able to get too much done at all. +2 attack will finish up here for BYUN. Going to be able to go up into +3 immediately with that. Very nice. Very nice timing. Really on point with that. Oh, this Observer will get taken down. Feedback. Well, actually, there wasn't enough energy for a feedback on that Raven. Feedback would have killed it, I think. Yeah. It will now. Quite a few ghosts in this little army on the left side. Meanwhile, oh, the Disruptor's trying to connect. Will not manage to do so. One of them does get taken down. The other one gets avoided by jumping up into the medevacs. Ooh, these High Templar do not have enough energy for Storm. These ones on the top side, just going to go for feedbacks. And BYUN, he really wants to get out of this location. He's just going to wait, basically, I think, until he has just enough to get into the medevacs, and he will get on out of there. Meanwhile, in the natural expansion, 4 probes did get picked off, but Trap manages to force these units back up into the medevacs. And BYUN, he's trying to morph this into a planetary fortress, but yeah, he recognizes, I've got a lift. And he is 100% right about this. This is so close right now. I would really like to see some Colossus at this point from Trap. There's 4 Vikings on the map, which is nice, but there we go. There we go. Double Colossus. Double Colossus. You can get up to 4 Colossus very, very quickly on 2 robotics facilities. Ooh, Disruptor shot into the natural. Nice dodge from BYUN on top of it. 2-2 finishes up here for Trap. Both players on 2-2 at the moment. BYUN, he's got his +3 quite far along, but it's not there yet. Disruptor going to try and land a shot. Oh, and it gets 4 Marauders right there. That is a huge connection. But the Disruptor, oh no, Trap kills a couple of his own units right there. That is not ideal. And meanwhile, BYUN, he is dropping into the main base as well. Oh, but the feedback comes in. It takes out the medevac. And this is a really, really close and scrappy game right here. Both players losing a ton of resources, but once again, BYUN just trading a tiny bit better. You have a Zealot Warping on the third base. It is going to get cleared on out. This is quite nice from BYUN. Ooh, looks like he snipes a Disruptor as well. A couple of High Templar here ready to storm. Would love to see them storm the Medivacs. Or, there we go. I was a little bit late, but still, not bad. EMP does come in, blankets the entire army, and BYUN, he is going to push forward with this. The Disruptor not going to be able to fire its shot. It was on cooldown, and now it will get picked off, as well as the Colossus. Oh, these High Templar. Good spot from BYUN with the Medivacs. If those High Templar could have landed some storms, that would have been huge. But as it is right now, BYUN, he's going to jump up to the high ground and go after this base. Trap has nothing in position, and he is probably just going to lose this Nexus. And with it, I don't know if he's going to be able to recover economically. Oh, he's trying to recall, and he actually recalls the War Prism with the High Templar inside. They managed to get one storm off. Another storm does connect, but the Bio is going to jump on this Colossus. Will take it out. Oh, no, it won't. Trap with the last second save. He drops out the High Templar. Will keep it alive. It's on 40 HP right now. It is the linchpin of this defense. Battery overcharge does get popped. EMP comes in on the Stalkers from behind, but reinforcements from BYUN kind of flank those Stalkers. Things are getting a little bit heated right now. We do have a lot of Zealots being picked off and EMP'd. Oh, that one Colossus is the only thing that stands between Trap and annihilation. But he recognizes he is just too far behind. BYUN evens the series at 1 apiece. Very well played. And we're heading to the ace match. And here we go, spawning down in the bottom right position. Evening the series at 1 apiece, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is BYUN, the red Terran player. And his opponent, spawning up in the top left, representing the Afrika Freaks. It is the blue Protoss player, Trap. And what can we expect from these two players moving into Game 3? We did see kind of that weird opening from Trap. It ended up not too bad. He got the Storm. He got some good fights with the composition, but it felt like he didn't get his tech up as quickly as he could have. Now, BYUN, he kind of dictated the flow of the game for a while. Trap was able to deal with the attacks for quite some time, but eventually BYUN just kind of overwhelmed him with activity. And yeah, just a cool game right there. BYUN playing the way that we have come to kind of love him for, just that vicious, aggressive multitasking, really never giving his opponent any time to breathe. And Trap dealt with it for a while, but all it takes is 1 or 2 moments where you kind of just falter a little bit, and sometimes the Terran can just snowball things from there, and that's exactly what happened. Very early cybernetic score right there from Trap, about 2 seconds earlier than normal. Normally it comes in at about 125, but he started at about 123, so really, really nice tight timing right there from Trap. And shows can kind of just show that he's a little bit focused today. He really, really wants that that dub here in Game 3. Probe just going to try and keep BYUN from taking this base, and well, Trap, he denies it for like 10 seconds. That's quite a while. Oh, this probe, it's going to get a little bit too far in and will get taken out. Now look at this. We see a tech lab coming down from BYUN. This implies to me we're probably going to be seeing some concussive shells Marauders. Yes, we will. That is very, very bold on a map like this, on map number 3. Now, it can be something that Trap catches your opponent off guard, but I feel like the only way that happens is basically your opponent gets across the map aggressively with their first unit, and then you catch it with the concussive shells, you kill it off basically for free, and then you move across the map, you force some shield batteries, you don't overcommit, maybe you kill 1 or 2 probes, but I don't think this build has much opportunity for really taking a big lead, but it can catch them off guard and give you an opportunity to get at least a little bit ahead. It is a quick second barracks with this from BYUN. Could be going into that factory behind this as well as second gas, but we'll have to see if he can get this done. And there we go. There is the concussive shells tag. He is going to get that Stalker, so that's pretty nice. Only losing, what was that, 51 HP on the Marauder. Very bold that Trap is still moving out with his second Adept. Oh, he's going to get tagged with that one as well. What is Trap doing? Okay, he will actually manage to escape, but geez, that's a little bit clunky. I like that it's just the 2 Marauders with this. Oh, that Adept. Ooh, almost gets a pick off on that. Not quite able to, but Stim will start up behind this from BYUN, as well as a reactor. Engineering bay coming in off of just the 2 barracks. Now there is that shield battery here from Trap. Only a single stalker right here, and there we go. Their probes do get pulled. BYUN, I think that's about as much as he can do, and yeah, I'd love to see him just go home with this. Maybe tries to trap the Adept on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, this Adept is just free firing away at this supply depot. And another Concussive Shells Marauder will pop out, and it's going to be able to get the tag and the kill on this Adept. So, honestly, good job from BYUN. He hasn't lost a single unit, and he's done good work. This is exactly what you should do with this build. You should not try and over-exert. You should just do what you can, basically. And I wouldn't mind, yeah, now that he's killed off 2 units, you know, threaten at the front. Don't commit, don't overcommit, but maybe he can force another shield battery. Maybe he can even cancel a gateway. I doubt it, but it's possible. That being said, he's in a nice little spot here to start things off. I really want to see him not lose these units, though. So, like, basically seeing this, yeah, that should cause him to go back home. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Great decision-making from BYUN. And at least, honestly, if he goes with Stim, that wouldn't... This is a bit of an Artosis pylon right here. If he just dives on that, he would depower the Robo and 2 gateways. Now, you never want to just rely on something like that, but he could potentially get himself a really, really nice position if he'd done that. That being said, I'm much prefer the decision to just go home and chill. Going to be a Widowmine drop coming in here behind this, and I think we'll see Raven as well. This is kind of nifty, because normally we see double Tech Lab from Terran, but BYUN's just going single Tech Lab, and he's going to be getting Concussive Shells, then Stim, and now Combat Shields all off that single Tech Lab. That is a really versatile Tech Lab right there. Gives me an idea for something. Meanwhile, 3rd barracks will come in. Trap going to get the full scout here. We'll see what's going on, and he's going to be like, okay, a little bit of a weird setup here, but, you know, all right, I see you, BYUN, I understand. Double medevac will be popping out very shortly. That's going to allow BYUN to get very aggressive. Meanwhile, Colossus on the way for Trap. And, of course, if he can get the Colossus out, that's going to provide him an excellent linchpin for his defense. Already starting up that extended thermal lance. He's got charge on the way, +1 attack. But, of course, those 2 upgrades will not be ready. It's going to be all about this Colossus. And you got to be very careful on a map like, well, any map. But on a map like Lightshade, if you get caught out with that Colossus, he is just going to lose everything. Meanwhile, ooh, nice Widowmine drop. Coming on and grabs 2 probes. Second one will not get anything done, but a huge Stim comes in here. Now the Colossus is going to be basically on its own. Oh no, it walks forward and actually breaks the force field. But battery overcharge will get popped, is going to save this. One of the Marauders does get saved. The other one, unfortunately, does go down for BYUN. But Trap holds, and that is very, very crucial. Now, BYUN's actually ahead in workers, despite being only on 2 bases. That is kind of crazy. Trap. I'm not sure if he hasn't been diligent about his probe production or what's been the problem. Maybe he's been cutting probes. Either way, he's behind on workers against a Terran, and that just shouldn't be the case. Like, ever. We're going to see the income graph, yeah, for BYUN. Well, of course, that's the probe pull, but when you account for mules, he's going to be nicely ahead. And good job from BYUN. He will take that 3rd command center on location. Trap with an excellent spotter zealot right here. That's going to allow him to kind of pull this Colossus back and tank. It sieges from very, very far back. BYUN just going to get a little bit of chip damage here. This is a very, very razor's edge defense right here from Trap. Oh, great force fields coming in, but also a nice snipe on that pylon, depowering the shield battery right there. Second Colossus will show up. Extended thermal lance about to finish up, and a nice little flanking zealot coming in here. Big blink forward on the stalkers, but that's going to be a little bit too much. He's going to lose all of his gateways, and BYUN immediately lifts up once he kills those gateways. Knows he can't kill the Colossus, but very, very nice little decision right there. Hard to say who that fight was better for. It's probably a little bit better for BYUN because he killed off a lot of the gateway units, but the power units of the Protoss player did stay alive, and Trap, he manages to keep most of this up. He's only on 5 gateways, though, so replenishing the ground army is a little bit tricky for him right now. He's got to be really careful about this. Right now, Vikings are actually going to be extremely high value because there's barely any anti-air. So 3 Colossus, Look at this. There's 2 sentries to cover them. There's absolutely nothing that actually shoots up for this Protoss army. And BYUN, he should be able to recognize this. Oh, nice job. Does scan and kills the observer, while also picking off that kind of scouting zealot. Now BYUN, he is going to kind of have some units, or he's got this base fully saturated, which is really nice. Scan comes down, sees that there's no anti-air, and the Vikings, they should just go for some free firing. They have the ability to get a lot of damage done. Now there's some stalkers from Trap, but a little bit disappointing. Ooh, a couple of zealots will come in. They'll find a marauder, but they're all going to get picked off. That's a nice little trade for BYUN. And now the tank's sieging up at the bottom of this ramp. That is a nasty position for Trap to try and deal with. He's going to try and flank in from behind, but that's going to give the Vikings a pretty good spot. Oh, but a pick off on the tank right there. Very, very solid. Now, tanks and Vikings kind of going to be found a little bit isolated. However, it will cost Trap his robotics facility, and a lot of probes actually are going to get picked off right here. Ooh, this is pretty nice for BYUN. He is starting to pull ahead in this game, killing off 14, 15 workers. And I don't think Trap has enough to deal with this at the moment. Yeah, he needs to pull back more of these Colossus. 19 probes have gone down, and now a Colossus is going to get jumped on. It, just barely survives. 10 HP. And this will be a liftoff from BYUN. He's going to lose most of this force, but he has already done so much damage to his opponent. And he's going to pick off a couple of stalkers as well. Probably only, just one. But still, that is very, very effective for the Shopify Rebellion Terran, mostly because of the economic damage he got. If he could have gotten away a little bit sooner, we'd be looking at probably a GG scenario. But as it is, he is really nicely ahead at this point. 63 workers to 52 probes. He's got 2-2 on the way. His opponent only on a single forge. And it is currently 1-1 versus 1-1. But +2 attack is quite a bit quicker for BYUN. It's about halfway done. +2 for Trap is going to time out pretty much similarly to the +2 armor of BYUN. And Trap, I don't know. He doesn't really have much going for him in this game. Oh, and he loses an observer right there to the most randomly placed missile turret you will ever see. Just right in the middle of nowhere. Robotics facility has been rebuilt, and he's going to try and go for disruptors here. Second robotics facility coming in here. I think that is a smart decision, but it's going to be a tough one to make this work. Look at this. BYUN scanning for an observer that's not even there. That's how far ahead he is right now. And Vikings, they are going to get a lot of damage on these Colossus. There is a battery overcharge popped. BYUN probably just wants to wait that out, but yeah, he should be able to siege the tanks and range that down. That's going to take a little bit before it gets killed off. In fact, the shield battery's overcharge will expire before it goes down. Still, it's a nice free pick off right there. Little zealot counterattack coming in here from Trap is quite nice. It's actually going to find a fair number of SCVs. But he had to commit like 8 zealots to this, and this is not going to be enough to win him the game. All it does is really buy time. And honestly, time is kind of on BYUN's side. Well, 7 SCVs going down is quite a few. But BYUN, with the Vikings, is going to buy space on this Nexus. They'll be able to get a lot of damage down onto it. It's only at 850 HP right now. Scan comes down. BYUN is so sure that Trap has vision of his army, but he actually doesn't. Now, the SCV's finally getting back to work on the natural expansion. BYUN checking on the 4th base location. He has got Trap in a really, really tight chokehold right now. Ghosts being added on as well. Enhanced Shockwaves has finished up. And, EMPs blanketing the entire army. We do see some flanking disruptors trying to come in, but they're not going to get their shots off. The reinforcements will shut those down. And with that, Trap is going to be forced to GG. BYUN takes game number 3, and he will take the series 2-1. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am Steadfast, and this has been another Alpha X Replay Cast. Have a nice day.